In this episode, we talk to everyone's favorite coder and Facebooker, Jimmie Oh-Malley. He shares the pitfalls and puns of powder coating, from nightmare jobs to equipment failures and troublesome customers. Jimmie's sunshine smile and jovial approach reminds us all that we share the same experience of success and failure in the coding biz. Our lighthearted meandering takes a break from the usual podcast format, with plenty of shout-outs, laughs, and discussions on a wide variety of topics, including the potential to build a tribe community on the Powder Coating Near Me directory. Stay tuned and get ready to level up your powder coater game.
Welcome to the Powder Coater Podcast. I'll get it out. Roscoe's Powder Coater Podcast. I'm Kim Scott, your host. And today we have the fabulous Jimmie Oh-Malley on the show. Welcome, Jimmie.
How you doing, everybody?
We are excited to talk to, we've been talking about getting together for quite a while. And before we get going on the show, I want to give a couple of shout outs to people. First of all, we have Drago from Bulgaria. Did you know that we have a fan on the show from Bulgaria?
Wow, that's cool.
He says he is new in powder coatings. The things I would like to tell you, they are fantastic in your explanation. I do believe that you will help me a lot in my new venture in alloy wheels powder coating. I'm counting on a lot of your experience and advice in my success. Please receive my best regards, Drago. So shout out to Drago in Bulgaria, which he describes as a little country in Europe. So we're very super stoked to have a super fan in Bulgaria. And we also have, let me share my screen. We also have, hold on a minute. Bring this up. We have another super fan who's been liking all of the episodes, and he's signed up for the Podbean app. And he has, it looks like he's working himself, Louis Lace is working himself through all of the episodes. He's gone through every single one of them and liked every single. So thank you for the engagement and the likes and stuff. And I hope you are enjoying the podcast and stuff. Let's see, what else? Happy birthday, Jimmie Oh-Malley. Today's your birthday.
Hey, thanks.
This podcast will come out later, but today is on the recording is January 10th, and it's Jimmie's birthday. So we're happy that Jimmie is on the show today on his birthday. So let's get going. Jimmie, we want to talk about a lot of things.
A lot of things.
You know, my premise for the show is to kind of bring everybody into thinking about more of a tribe atmosphere, I guess. Part of the packages and some of the things that we've launched this year, like the podcast, the directory, the level up package on coderbiz.com. These are all things that are designed to help you guys as coders get recognition, get out there, get your name online, whether you have a business, a website or not, but also create a tribe atmosphere. And I think Jimmie is someone that could lead us there or whatever. I mean, some of the more things that I tend to enjoy reading Jimmie's posts on Facebook is just how he words his posts is like a journal, a daily tribulation of powder coating and powder coating business. Would you agree, Jimmie?
I would think mine is more like, oh, damn, I screwed that up.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of takes it in their own way, and I do find it humorous, but also like, problem solving. Like how do you get through this practical problem, this everyday problem, and stuff. And I'm super stoked to have you on and hear more about that.
One of the biggest things of going through is my father always told me when I was growing up, if you don't have time to do it right the first time, when do you have the time?
That's a good one. I haven't heard that.
Like that. You can steal it. That's like when people ask me how I'm doing, and I'm all living the dream, one nightmare at a time.
It's true.
Yeah. And I can remember back, like even some of my first parts that I ever did, a cup, the world's worst experience in the world, but that could have put a lot of people down. Just I was like 13 cups deep, and none of them were coming out good. And I was getting frustrated, and I just kept at it. You just keep going at it until you start to figure it out. And somebody asked me about what industry standards were, and I was industry standards. You clean it, you prep it, you spray it, you bake it, and you pray.
It's true. And, I always worry about those posts in the groups that it's the newbie guy, and he goes, this is my first ever time doing a job, or, he's in his garage or wherever he's at. And it looks beautiful. Like it came out perfect the first time. This is my first trial. And those are the ones I worry about the most, because like they have no idea what's waiting behind that next job. It's all going to go downhill from there. So good luck, after your first job comes out perfect, I don't know, because I think the saddest posts that I see on Facebook are the ones that I'm selling, I'm giving up, I'm selling,
Guilty several times. And, this is my point where I got to start throwing some shout outs too. Like when I first opened this shop, I had what I call my shop opening nightmare. And we all know about me and my candy red wheels. Sean Shreve, Tom Russo, Nick Myers, Steve Schilling, Parker Oviedo, BJ up there in Vermont, Hammerjack over in New York. I mean, these guys, they stayed on with me half the night.
Yeah.
And my time, I mean, it was well past 10, 11 o'clock my time when I finished these things up. And, then any one of them could have just said, we're going to bed, we're punching out, but not one of them did.
That's amazing. I had no idea. That's awesome.
That's a pretty tight group of friends for me right there.
Yeah. We don't want to see people struggling, especially people in our own field, Well,
and that's one of the things is people starting at the garage. I started in a 1-car garage. I started in that 1-car garage, which I'm moving out of in 9 days. Thank God. But I built my own oven. I built a gas oven, and I never put pictures of my gas oven up because I never skinned the outside. It was kind of a certain other company / group style. We'll just leave it at that. I think we all know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But because I don't like to slam other people. It's not my thing. But I moved into this big shop, and that's an eye opener. To go from your little tiny space and your little kitchen oven that you're starting out in, and then you get your first big oven, and you're like, oh, I'm going to, be cranking all this stuff out. And first off, this stuff's a mess. Powder goes everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Powder's everywhere. I blow out my shop. I clean out my shop, and the next morning it's just a wreck.
Yeah.
And, it's, I'm trying to fill up my front area space and get it more organized and, get it more of a showroom ready. My desk is still out at my parents', which is like 45 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just never have any time. And I was having, I would say I was not having a grand month. last month. And that has led to a partnership with my buddy Parker.
Mm-hmm.
And we've joined forces, and we're just taking it by storm out here.
That's great. I mean, it's good to get an update from you because, you know, you have a way of bringing a humorous post to light, but it's still, there's the struggle, you know, and how you write or wrap the language around how your struggle. You know, you make us laugh or, you know, giggle at ourselves, but we all have our own struggles in powder coating and stuff, you know. So thank you for that, first of all, to be that person. I think it comes naturally to you. It seems like it does, you know, but you know,
some of it does and some of it doesn't. You know, there's those days you just don't. I mean, we all have struggles with any color. You know, I don't care if it's white, black, or any other candy. You know, nobody picked up a gun and was a pro right out of the box. You know, you're going to have troubles. You're going to have struggles, and things are not going to go right. You're going to forget you left something in your oven and leave it on overnight.
Yeah.
Pray to God when you walk in the next morning and go, oh, I hope that's not screwed up. By the way, it wasn't screwed up. It actually looked really good. So I was really happy about that.
Yeah. Ross just turns it off. If it's, you know, if he's heading out, he'll just shut it down. He doesn't even open up the oven. He just shuts it off and walks away. And I always kind of go, is it really okay to do that? You know, but he's confident enough, but
you left it on. Like I left the oven.
Oh, you
up.
left it on? Yes, he left his on the other day, and I was doing a podcast and I kept hearing it click. And I'm like, did you? And I think he was just so out of it we've got these huge rims in right now that somebody dropped off right before Christmas, and it's Akbar teal. And it has been I'm not kidding, they're 26-inch rims, 20 by 22s or 24s, or I don't even know. They're huge. They're huge. And it has been, well, first of all, I've got this piece of crap, which is clear coat from Prismatic, and it's got white flake in it, or it's got something white in it. It's clear coat, but it's not clear. I don't even know I'm so irate. We thought it was us at first because we had the Akbar teal was all nice. We got one rim done. Ross went to powder coat it, clear coat it with that shit. And there was white specks all in the clear coat. And we're like, what the hell happened? So Ross thought he had contaminated. We bought 10 pounds. He thought he had contaminated the first 5 pounds. So he opens up, he does another rim, opens it up. It's a brand new bag, does a black rim for some motorcycle, and it's got white in it. So it's not even us. It's the stupid stuff from Prismatic. And Ross is like, I'm done with Prismatic. Akbar teal can go kiss my ass. So sorry, I had to get that out because it's been
IFS right now. And I mean, I know those and almost all the powder manufacturers have raised prices all over the place on a bunch of stuff.
I was expecting that, but yeah.
I wasn't expecting it being 15%. That was a little drastic. I was like, but you know, I mean, I, like many other people, I started off, you know, pound here, pound there. I think I made like a $800 order my first time through Prismatic, and all the colors I bought are all still sitting in the box.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't used one. You know, it's black, it's silver, it's white. You know, why everybody in black? 118 degrees here on the average. Come on, why are you doing black? But
well, I learned that last year when I did the rim survey. You guys got to get my industry reports. You'll know that because that's exactly what it said. It was like people just want to restore their existing look. So that's either black or silver or white. every now and then you'll get the guy that does custom wants something like Akbar teal. You know, and I mean, these rims cost him, they're fuel forged. He actually paid to have his garage etched in it. So he's got his personal name etched in, you know, he paid like a ridiculous amount of money for these rims, plus shipping to Hawaii. But do you know that fuel forge is painted?
Yeah.
And there were flaws in that. There were flaws in that rim before we even started. And you wonder why they don't powder coat their rims. They paint them.
It's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
They can do it. They can bust them out like quick. And it's funny you bring up issues with paint. I have an old e-bike frame in right now. And the guy, it came in white and he wants it white. I'm like, I'm going to do a new color. And this bike has become a living nightmare. I put it in the stripper, I pulled it out, and I found body filler all over the place.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
And now my welder is like going, and he thinks of what's left of the metal is too thin. He thinks he's going to burn through it. You know, so I'm getting to do the lab metal experience. So I'm trying to talk this customer into doing Victor Pate's Murder's Black. You know, and huge shout out to my man Victor, dude. You're awesome.
You're doing it.
Victor's awesome person. And I'm very sorry to hear that he's looking to close down his powder side of his business for right now because of COVID. He's having a lot of issues, and that sucks.
He'll get through it. You
know, he's definitely gonna make it through it. Victor's he's like a bulldozer. He can push through anything. But he's also right there at my side. I mean, like anytime I needed help, he was spot on the phone, on the messenger, you know, text, whatever I needed, and just helped walk me through my first time spraying his stuff because I did one. It came out beautiful, you know, and the next one, it was just orange peeled like crazy. I'm like, man, what did I do wrong here? Yeah, that's when he taught me the dual layer trick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that works well.
Cool. Well, so yeah, I think there are some people out there that are extremely helpful in your time of need. And that's, again, getting back to the tribe. I really want to build something on the directory that is a place, a safe haven, so to speak, from the dramas of Facebook groups that is a little bit more fluid in use or, you know, navigating than like a forum, because forums are really chunky. People want information brought to them today, which is why people go to groups. And it seems like every time I turn around, there's another powder coating group starting up, or subgroup. Let's just say they're subgroup. They're not as big as maybe powder coating group or tips and tricks or something like that. But the point is just to get to a place where it's engagement and people are engaging on the platform. And I think I would like to say that the directory could be that place. And here's why. Because the directory is not just, it's a place for consumers to go to get answers about powder coating. But what if you guys were there too? That's where we can have a community of consumers and powder coaters helping each other out. And I don't know how you feel about that, but
I think that'd be great because, you know, you have all these customers, you have people that, you know, they call up and they'll message you, they'll call or text, whatever, and they'll go, how much to, you know, coat my wheels, you know, and maybe if more people would see, you know, hey, you got to give us a size, you got to give us a color that you're looking for, or, you know, maybe this person has a standardized price and this person does more custom work, but his prices aren't the same. So, you know, that way customers would have more of a, you know, apt way of saying, I got this set of 18s. They're in a gray finish right now, and I want to get this color done. You know, that way they kind of know what they're looking at to an extent, but they also know what to ask a little better. Maybe we're so that way us as a coder, you know, the guy doing the end work, we're not trying to, fight to get information out. That would be great. And me, I don't like to try to be negative. I really try to make everybody laugh. That's my thing, because everybody knows me and my $4,000. Every one of the groups there, every time somebody asks the price, $4,000.
Ross is 10. That's what he says. $10,000. That's how much it's going to cost.
I stole mine from the Transformers movie when they're buying Bumblebee, and the and Bernie Mac turns around, $4,000. So now everybody knows where it's coming from.
Yeah, everybody's got that price, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but you should see some customer's face when they walk in and you tell them that, and their eyes get like this big. And I'm like, oh.
You actually say that. But we just keep, that's our inside joke.
Oh, I've had some people though. They've come in, like one guy. I did a bike frame. It was actually one of the first pieces in my shop. It was a specialized full suspension mountain bike, and redid it. It was Murder's Black. I powdered his logo for him. Did a fade dazzle red with it. Actually, it went from down to a pink, and totally loved it. And he's like, man, he goes, just sucks I had to pay for it twice, because he had it over at a different place and they did not, I don't think they were real good with tape or plugs. And yeah, I was like, I don't know what you got, dude, but I'll make it look better. And he just goes, it sucks I had to pay twice. I'm like, I can't give it to you for free, homie. This isn't a Oh-Malley's free for all powder coating. I don't think that's what it says on the wall.
Exactly.
I do try to give everybody a really nice price and be really fair around here, and I try to help anybody I can out there on the groups and ask, because, we've all been new. Everybody's been new. And at some point, definitely made a mistake. And it's easier to talk to people and, hey, this is what happened to me and this is my way through it, and give this a shot. And if it works, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I know I've had one of my first pieces coming out, stuck my thumb right into the barrel. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that didn't it burn?
Well, I had my glove on, so
okay.
A big old glove fingerprint right in the center barrel. Oh, son of a.
Yeah, Ross has done that. Yeah. I don't know.
Right then, get longer bolts.
I think if people knew the pitfalls of, like, consumers, knew the pitfalls that we go through for powder coating, they might think, they might appreciate the pricing a little better, You would hope so, right? Yeah. But I think there's some leeway in the directory, and we haven't built it just yet, but there's on the menu, there's a thing that says Q&A or questions or something like that. And I thought, wow, what if we could have a way for people just to kind of post a question to a consumer, to post a question about that, whatever question they have. And then people could come in and comment, this is what you want to do, or that, whatever. And there's one application that I'm looking at right now. It's actually called Tribe. And we can put it up on the website. And I think I can get it started I think they have a free, it comes free up to 500 people. And then after that, but I like it because we could do all kinds of industry people could come in and say, GEMA could come in and we're doing you getting a free gun. And if you get a certain amount of points or whatever, engagement on the platform, that person could win a GEMA gun or something like that. I'm trying to think it through on what it is. So, what we could gamify it, I guess, is kind of the word. I don't really like that word, but how you can actually get more engagement by creating your profile and kind of like Reddit, I guess, in a sense, where you get the karma chips or the coins or whatever, kind of like that. And it could just be a storehouse of information.
I think that'd be awesome. One thing that the customer with the pricing, they got to learn it's not a bag of powder per 12 bucks. Yeah, so I had one guy actually tell me that, and I'm like, really, seriously, that's what you think it is? I just take this bag of powder and just throw it at it, and it's done. And he goes, well, what else is there? I don't know. Maybe the stripping, the washing, the blasting, the spraying it off, the spraying it, baking it, the praying to God that it comes out, ice on he's in tears when it comes out and it looks like, you didn't realize you went too thick or maybe you just saw that little tiny wave and you're like, yeah, maybe it'll smooth out in the oven. And no.
It's true. I think consumers need to be educated better. And I think that the directory, that, it wasn't just a matter of, finding a powder coater, but educating customers on what it is, and how, and if they could see what the pitfalls are or what they're, I think in the end, anytime we've educated our customers, it's only helped us grow as a company, which is why we created the blog. It's why we answer the phone kindly, answer every detail and question, almost to over-educate people and stuff. I had a guy call about a gate he's building, and, it seems straightforward enough. But then when I started to dive into what substrate is it, who's the, I didn't want to ask him who his welder was, but I do know that there are a handful of welders that don't do clean work, and they do, they'll glue their seams and stuff like that. And I said, this is not, you need to find the right welder for this job, this custom fab, because I'm not going to take the job if it doesn't meet our standards, and, we're in a very rough climate, and if he doesn't build it right, then my finish doesn't come out right, or our finish doesn't come out right, So I think I left him a little stumped and just like, ooh, I got to really rethink this, And those are some of the things that they need to know and understand and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I just got done doing gate panels the other day. And a recently awesome discovery that I found that Cardinal Powder is 8 blocks away from my shop. Thank God.
Really?
Yeah, so awesome. And they have spray cans. They'll make aerosol cans to match whatever color. Admit Cardinal's pretty much basic colors, but that's actually great in its own way, because I can go get 5 pounds and I'm not waiting on shipping. I'm not waiting on this. I can just run down the street. Hey, I need this. Boom, put it on my account. See you later. By the way, I need 2 cans of spray paint. And there we go.
Yes.
I got doing gates, and he loves the fact that when he picks his gate up, I hand him 2 cans of spray paint to go with it. And you go, the first time I handed it to him, he goes, what's this? And I said, it's paint to match in case you have to modify your gate or you get a scratch on it while you're doing anything. You can fix it back up and poof, you're all set. And it's matched to that color. He's like, dude, that's awesome.
It is. We just did episode 21 and with Crosslink paints, and they sell all of that. I don't know if they sell the Cardinal one, because Cardinal just sells theirs. But if you've got, they sell all the RALs, they sell everything in touch-up. Nice. So they are a definite, they're also known as low volume powders or paints, LVP, but they've got a new website, which is Crosslink. In addition to that, you can buy like smaller quantities of the larger brands. Like if you only needed a pound of Tiger Dry Lac, they sell just a pound. and they have a beautiful e-commerce site that's open 24/7. So if anybody hasn't watched that episode yet, go ahead and watch it because it's pretty informative.
Did you part where was it I can't ever say that first name.
Axel Noble.
Where they teamed up with Prismatic now.
Oh, really? No, I didn't hear that.
If you go, I think it was on Prismatic, I found somewhere I saw a link down at the bottom with Axo's name on it. And my boy Nick was at Kazero, Pennsylvania or something like that, aren't they? And Nick was looking, he emailed Axo, sorry, I'm just, and you can get their color smaller, but you have to get it through Prismatic or something like that. Or
so you can get same thing like Crosslink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Partnership.
What page is it on? Do you know?
I'll have to find that and link it up because it was in somewhere in my messages way back when, because we have our own little group that we chat through and we goof off on that a lot.
There's some big news coming out of Tiger. I can't really say what it is yet, but they're doing something pretty innovative too as well. So hopefully as soon as we know, we'll get that out to everyone. This reminds me, do you have a page on Prismatic?
I don't have a page on. I think I might have put my Oh-Malley.com on there, or I haven't really worked on my page very much. I really should. Kind of lacking in that department. I started one day and I got about 14 pieces of it done that I wanted to do, and I was like, this is boring. And I shut off my laptop and I lost everything.
Oh, no. Yeah. I tried to be vigilant about it. There are some pretty good positives about it, which I was going to try to produce a video on it, in how to post or get set up and stuff like that. I haven't finished the video yet, but it's pretty valuable, especially if you have a website and you need a valuable backlink from a more authority site like Prismatic. And I think Prismatic's authority page is in the 30s, or I don't know, I want to say they're pretty good. So it helps you, it's like you're rafting up to someone that's bigger and more, got a higher rating or ranking than you. It helps you, so it kind of pulls your website up a little bit more. It's sort of kind of an unknown that people didn't know about. And if they knew, they'd probably want to do it a little bit more often. But it is technical, and you do need to create, the size that they're looking for has to be formatted in the right size before you can upload it. And there's a lot of pitfalls to getting it set up, which is why I wanted to create the video for it. But I found it it certainly helps our website for sure. And people have found us through Prismatic. Customers have found us through Prismatic.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is. But I've got a stack of clear coat over here that I don't even know what to do about. And I guess I was going to put this in the Facebook group, is like, how do you return something on, I don't even, most of the time we just throw stuff away, and most of the time it's Prismatic. Say that.
An issue with, I don't want to call it an issue. We'll just say it was a time constraint deal, and I needed to get Cerakote in, so I called Cerakote, right? Nick Industries, whichever. And I ordered Fast Pass. I ordered overnight. I paid for the hazmat. I paid for a Saturday delivery. I ordered it first thing Friday morning. And I mean, they couldn't have been open 5 minutes and I was on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means I was up super early, and I don't get up early. Me getting out of bed by 7 is a miracle in itself. And I was like, I got to have this. I need this here. Da, 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 da. They got it on order. They got it on ship. UPS decided all on its own that you can have it Monday. And I'm like,
geez.
You're only about 48 hours off from where, actually about more like 60 hours off from where I actually needed you. But, we're going to discount the rest of that there. But you effed me over good.
Mm-hmm.
I called Nick Industries. I forgot about it for almost a week too. And I called them and I was like, hey, I paid for this. And UPS totally, dropped the ball on it. And they're like, oh, hey, they'll refund your money back. They probably won't even want their powder back. But if you can show them that this is what happened, and they'll provide an email, and there you go. That would be my way to go around it.
Yeah. I of the one or two times that we've called for technical support and stuff like that, it hasn't, it's not been the greatest experience. It's mostly just plausible deniability at best.
2 words, plausible deniability.
Yeah. This one's a first though with the powder. I almost feel like getting the microscope out and identifying all this crap that's in their powder. But I guess, I don't know what to say about it. We're kind of at our wit's end about it. And Ross has just kind of basically shut it down and said, nope, we're going other people, other places, other things, especially with the translucents. They've been really difficult. And they're difficult just, if you don't do them every day, or even if you are accomplished, there's always something new. And it seems like, the reds are, well, for you, except for you, Ross really likes the reds because they always work for him. But, anytime somebody comes up with a new prismatic translucent or gold or trans gold or whatever, we just roll our eyes, because unless you're doing that crap every day and you've got it mastered, it's almost like learning things all over again sometimes.
Like, you see some of these guys, Robert Salka, RNPMC, great guy, man. To me, man, I aspire to be that level. That guy is good. We all know Ronan, Roro.
Yeah.
That guy is good.
He has a customer base that wants those, it's almost as if black is a rarity for him, whereas black is like an everyday thing for us.
Everybody else.
He's always, and blast coatings. Is it blast coatings? Is that I
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. They're always getting the customers that want those crazy, beautiful fish, color finishes,
I think it's Powder Works. I want to say he's in Texas, but I can't say that for a fact. But whatever he's got ink black dialed down to a T. So many other people fight and struggle with this, and then he's just putting up, Instagram after Instagram. And I'm like, good Lord, dude.
Yeah, but it's flawless, which makes him, they're not doing anything special. They're not, it's just this beautiful, perfect black rim every time. And it's eye candy to me.
But he's got something dialed in, and he won't give up his trick, and that's cool. I understand. I get it. But yeah, that makes other people want to aspire to that same standard and same, level. And that's where I was going with Robert and Ronan. They have some sick attention to detail too.
Yeah. It's like what Ross was saying in, I think, episode 18 was like, you have to have, it's more than just a passion or an affinity. It has to like you. Powder coating has to like you back.
Some powders have to like you too.
Some powders have to like you too.
I don't think Red was my fan that night.
I think Akbar Teal is not Ross's favorite. So we're going to try to convince our customer to something else.
I just sprayed a wheel. Parker and I did in Akbar, and we did it over Alien Silver, and came out like a charm.
See, I keep telling Ross to do the Alien Silver too, and I don't know. He's not buying into that right now. But Ashton recommended Cadillac Silver. A lot of people have been saying the Alien Silver too, and I think his problem isn't the chrome. It's not the chrome.
Mine, the blue one, the Akbar we just did. I needed something for my showroom. It was it was a wheel that got trashed by accident. Sent it over to a place. They were supposed to take a bend out. They cracked it. They did a horrible weld job on it. My guy wound up just buying an entire new set of wheels and, bought another one and threw these on his wife's car or something. But so it's been sitting on my floor for about a year. Kind of like my wheels on my car. I'm driving around with my logo on my car, and I was on faded out Steelies, and I'm like, I should probably really coat my wheels.
Ross just did, and his were all faded too. I got to make that post on Instagram, but yeah, he just did his wheels, and it's taken forever, and it was kind of embarrassing.
You should do one of those mini TikTok videos where it shows the old set and there you got your new ones. Or
yeah. We did Murderous Black.
Nice.
Yeah, with some kind of fluorescent orange that we had from Columbia forever ago that we never did. So it's kind of got the branded colors on there. I got to do that post.
Yeah,
nice.
We just did a set of STI wheels yesterday, Parker and I, and then we were doing 18 bead locks, and there always has to be that one, and that one has actually two. It swung over, and they glued it. They're glued together.
Yeah.
I opened up the oven. I'm like, oh, and I used a few colorful metaphors.
You don't throw stuff around like Ross?
Sometimes.
God, I thank God I've got a window or a door now. It protects me. But I just hear like things hitting the wall, and I'm like, yeah, it's interesting industry that we're in.
Well, if you think about it, any mechanic has definitely thrown a tool sometime in his life.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is. You guys are just all big and burly guys, and you just throw stuff around when you get mad.
I discovered when you throw the stuff around, then you have to go find it. And after you find it, you have to fix whatever you broke when you threw it. That sucks. I don't want to do that. So now instead, I just throw the tool at the ground, and that way it just bounces off the ground. It's already lost all its velocity by then. But see, my luck though is I'll bounce it off the ground and it'll go flying somewhere where I can't get to it. And then I'll go walking in the house, and then my wife's going, "Hey, I need to do this. I need to," and then I forget about my damn tool. And then, the next time I need it, I'm like, where the hell is this thing? It's a famous 10 millimeter. That's its story.
Yeah, it's always that one. Hex, or it's some size that you need but can never find.
10 millimeter time. Yeah, if you know any mechanic's got a set of ratchet sockets, always missing a 10. Where did that go? I don't know. Why do you have a whole rack full of 10 millimeters? Because I know I'm going to lose them.
Exactly.
I found one in my pocket one time. It made it through the wash 6 times. How it got through the wash 6 times, I didn't know it was sitting in my pocket the whole time. I couldn't tell you. But I know, me, all I wear are my shorts, right? So I know I'd worn those shorts over and over again. And I'm like, how the hell did this even get in here? I was like, oh, that's what was making a noise in the washing machine. I'm like, you didn't think to check?
Oh, I know. Yeah, keeping it clean, keeping the shop clean is a challenge. I think that came up on the post the other day. There's lots of good things to talk about, and stuff. We just need to keep on keeping on with the Facebook groups, I guess.
Air blower nozzles, man, those things wear out fast.
Ross has that. I think I have that saved. The one that he buys. And I just reorganized everything. So let me see if I can find it. He's got a really good one. It's kind of pricey though. Is tungsten or something?
Tungstens?
Yeah. Here we go. Maybe this is it. Okay, let me share this. It's a good little tip. This is where he buys it. Tungsten carbide type 1 tapered straight bore nozzle. 95. Do you have this one?
Blasting nozzles, yeah.
Yeah.
Air blower nozzles when you're blowing out your shop, like air handles.
Oh, you're talking about that? Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to cheat, and I'm just going to get a really big piece of tube, and I'm going to pinch the end down and attach an air fitting to it. So I just walk through and blow it all off one shot. But yeah. I all tungsten carbides too, and I was going through ceramic too fast. Even side cabinet, because I did a suction on my blast cabinet. I wanted to keep it on there, my new Scat Blast. But I also wanted to have my pot routed in for those times you really want to speed things up. Because I'm not big enough and cool to have a blast room. So
right.
No, and even if I put a Connex inside my shop, I wouldn't have anywhere to vent it out. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to pay all the. If I penetrate my roof, my landlord says I get to buy the entire building a new roof. Not worth it.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, gotta have that.
So
I'll put that link in the episode, because I've been wanting to share this one that he uses in case anybody needs it. But I think we only buy it like once a year or once every 2 years or something. I mean, it really lasts, and we do a lot of blasting.
Yeah, those look like the ones they use in what was it? They just slide in right on the back, and you put the nut over the end, and they screw right on, and you just blast away.
I don't know how he does this one, but he loves it. It's tapered, so it kind of streamlines the media. And I'd like to expand a little bit more in the podcast on blasting and stuff. Of course, I'm kind of on the outskirts of my knowledge because I'm not I don't do the blasting, but it's good to have the Jeff Taylor guy has really been helpful on the podcast that we've had describing. I learned so much about blasting, but not just blasting, but like how underrated our blast booth is, and the grades of rust. That was fascinating to me.
Oof, rust. You saw those 32 spoke wheels I had come in?
Yes.
Oh my God, those were terrible. And the guy loves them, and he wants to keep bringing more and more sets to me. And I guess what his plan is, or whatever he does, is he buys these things on the cheap. He buys them off of old wrecked cars, or finds them out in the desert somewhere. I don't know where the hell he's finding them. And he sells them for like $900 after they're all coated up. And he goes, you know what? You put in so much work. I want to go ahead and split this with you. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So that's great.
Yeah.
The only way I could take care of that rust was dunking those things in muriatic acid and letting them sit for like 20 minutes before and then you quickly learn very, very shortly thereafter, the fumes from the muriatic acid will create rust. And I had to pay EPA to come out and get my muriatic and pick it up and get rid of it.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, that's not as much fun now.
No. I think we used to use it a long time ago, but when we first started, but we stopped using it probably because of that.
It stinks.
Yeah, it's bad.
But it does great for what I needed it for. But in the end, it still costed you. So, and all these different levels of media, you see a lot of these guys, smaller pots, like myself. I use a little 110 pound. I mean, it's not huge by any means. I'm not that big of a pot. I usually use my Scat Blast cabinet. Once in a while, I gotta whip out my pot, and I see so many of these guys, and they put up a picture. I can't get my media to come out of my hose, and they show a picture of Tractor Supply with the course. And I hate to be the one to say it, but I'm like, dude, you're trying to blast with bulgers, and that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Maybe you should throw some rocks at your wheels.
Who are we talking about? Yeah, I try not to watch that show. That shit show.
I don't have to try to not watch, just
unless I need a laugh or something. Yeah. Anyways, what else are we going to talk about, Jimmie?
Oh, we got so much we could talk about. How much you guys have to deal with salt out there. I mean, I can't imagine what you deal with, the corrosion and how you. I'm assuming that you guys prime everything, that you coat everything, clear everything. That's the only way it's going to last.
It depends on what it is, but yeah, we kind of have to commit ourselves to or talk our customers into that. And it depends on what it is. Some things, like if it's aluminum, it's not so bad. We can get away with it. Aluminum certainly does more, but it's easier to deal with, and it just depends. If it's architectural, definitely we're only all about 2-coat systems.
Right.
If it's wheels, alloy or aluminum, we pretty much just go right to black or whatever color they want. But other than that, it's the thickness too. I think he's kind of knows what level of thickness he needs to put on there to make sure that it doesn't come back,
See, I got here, it's all single stage. And that's what, they try to talk your customer into, oh, you're going to need primer. Well, what do I need that for? You're putting powder on it. And I'm like, you really should. I had a guy, those Dodge Ram bumpers.
Bumpers especially, yeah.
He was very specific that he wanted primer, he wanted his black, and he wanted to clear. Because his truck's it's a work truck, and it's going to be taking hits. And he's like, and I'm like, dude, even if it takes a hit, doesn't mean it's not going to not chip. I mean, it's only got so much, which is a funny thing. Because remember those black fork lowers I did? They were just beat together pieces to show people how tough it was.
Yeah.
I noticed a crack about this long in one of them, and I thought it was about cracked. And
I read that post, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it's the tube itself cracks. So I think it was Chris Hash said, "Oh, it's bent and it's been out on the street." And I'm like, no, really, it hasn't. This was a bad mess up. These wound up being mine. I just use them for like an abuse test. And I thought, maybe they could use a new look. And I found that crack there. I was like, oh, I beat them together that hard.
I sent that video to Tiger Drylac.
Oh, I was supposed to send that to Michael.
That's okay. Well, I didn't send it to Mike, but Michael or whatever. I sent it to someone else that I'm in contact with that, to kind of explain what's going on with their brand and who they should be supporting and stuff. So they're coming around. I think they're understanding.
Yeah,
I think there are a few other people in the corporation that are understanding it.
I had a talk with my rep Michael, and I was telling him about. I didn't talk about that whole story and scene, but I was telling him all about, hey, I did these in your color, and I beat these so hard that I've broken the part, and your powder is still surviving. I said that kind of stands for quality talk right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, send me all the pictures of that, and I totally forgot. Thanks for reminding
me. I think the sales department at Tiger is on. I think they're very well aware of what's going on, and I think they're listening to us, and I think they're if they're given an opportunity to talk at a meeting or something, they're bringing it up.
I think they should, and I think and I don't want to talk down about those guys. I mean, they were there for me in the start too. Whether or not it was sketchy, and I don't agree with the way they lied about some things, but I don't want to see anybody go down. I wish them all the best, and I wish them more power. I hope they do good.
Yeah,
but not with any support from this side.
Yeah.
So mine is for me right now is this move with Parker Obedo has been a huge change around my shop because
that's great.
Looking things out. We instantly formed a easy transition with each other because either one of us can be at either end of the shop doing either thing, and it's flowing together so well. And how so many more ads up than I do, I have no idea. I try to put up a Facebook ad, it's gone in 5 minutes. I mean, literally. And I some people are like, oh, word it like this. I worded it identically as somebody else's. Yeah, 5 minutes. It's gone. I'm like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, currently we're shut down. They shut our ad placement down. And I think it has something to do with the, I don't know, all the political stuff. I don't know. I think they're overwhelmed to probably pulling people from different departments just to, keep a lid on all the political mayhem going on Facebook. But we've been kind of doing ads all over the place for the powder coating directory, for Coder Biz, for Patina, for everything. And it's locked down right now until we can get someone to look at it. I don't know why. There was no reason for them to lock it down. All the ads were performing pretty well, but I think they're overwhelmed as a corporation right now.
I'm so not about Facebook, so I don't want.
I know, that's why I want to get this tribe thing going. I think it's a good time to get off of that platform because it's going to go to hell in a handbasket.
It's like MySpace, only worse. It's taken a bad turn.
It has.
Back in the day, when I first started with Facebook ever, it was a place for friends. And I was like, I hope this doesn't do some MySpace crap. And here we go. Mm-hmm. Almost to the time, almost to the same year, it seems like, weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to pull the trigger. It's good to hear from you and get your opinion on it. I'll send you the link so you can read or watch the video so you can kind of see what it would be like because they have a nice little demo video. And I'd like to hear your opinion on it once you see the video. It's a YouTube video describing their product. But I'm so tempted to just put it on there stuff. So
I thought my dog was going to come and join us.
Aw.
And he's decided to fall asleep. Usually he sleeps on my lap. Gotta make it work.
He's comfortable.
He is.
He's relaxed.
He's supposed to be at the shop with me every day. That was one of the whole reasons for getting this and starting this was so that I could have my dog with me every day because I love my bubs. And first time I took him, there's a Porsche repair shop across the parking lot on the other side of buildings. Yeah, he jumped right up in there, climbed into a $15,000 sheet. No big deal. I'm mortified. I'm like, 3 days into my new place, and he's climbing in his $15,000 seat. I'm like, oh my God.
I needed a nap, Dad.
Well, your dad didn't need a heart attack. Oh, but yeah, layouts on shops.
Oh, yeah. I remember your post on that.
I'm going to have to move everything around. And
it's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, I set my air compressor pretty much right in the middle of my shop on one wall, and my oven's on this side of it and my spray booth's on this side of it. And I was walking a cart across and the thing came on and it blew dust. I saw it just float right onto my.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't tell you how much money we spent at Home Depot buying that, what is it, the 12 or the 10, the really expensive thick cable wire for hooking up the oven. I mean, it was 150 feet. I think.
Yeah, on that, right? The new one, the big one?
Yeah, because it's in the back. And it has to, the electric panel is just to the right of me in a closet. And so I want to say it's 150 feet of that. And it's, I don't know, some ridiculous amount of money for the wire it's that big. It's pretty big. It is expensive. And I don't know.
There's some big dollar spools of wire out there.
Yeah. And sadly, the job that we had, because we weren't going to build the big oven until we had a job big enough, the job came in for it because we were fine just rolling things through the small oven. Ross had modified it a little big, the small oven, into sort of a hybrid oven so that we could take on some slightly larger jobs, 8-foot jobs. We did a cross for a church, and we did some other, and it was working just fine. So we kind of was just waiting for that next big architectural job to really build it out or have a reason to build it out. And sure enough, the job came through and it was just a nightmare job already. And they ended up canceling it, even though we built the oven. So the oven's actually been just sitting, waiting for that job. I think we've got 2 jobs coming in next week, finally, after 6 weeks of waiting.
But
what'll
happen.
What?
You build a 30-foot oven and a 31-foot piece comes in.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, we know all about that.
When I bought this creative coating, is the one that I've got from Scott Keys, and thanks Scott for always having my back and take care of me. I thought I'd ordered an 8-foot, and I guess, probably shouldn't drink when you're ordering things. I ordered it, and I was like, I would shut up. I'm like, I thought I got an 8. Damn it. And one of the first pieces, 72 inches, right? My first piece comes in, it's 80. And I'm like,
oh no.
I got an 8-inch problem here. So I squeezed that thing in and it just like
angle. Yeah.
And literally I was pushing for everything it had. And,
you never have, it's always something, right? With your oven size. We should do a thing on hanging, maybe a tutorial or something on hanging or whatever, a show on hanging stuff. I think that craft is kind of an interesting.
Most of mine, I go through it. I watched other people's Instagram, all their unique ways that they have hanging, like hook after hook after hook. And like I squeeze those 18 beadlocks in all on the top row. I wanted to go dual row. I think we should have, but Parker's like, no, we're gonna do this on just one row. And
yeah, Ross usually has those bars that have holes in them, they're L bars or whatever, and he'll hang stuff from there. But he's had some pretty, he uses the wire to leverage really heavy things and make them sit square in the rack. But it adds to the grounding too, especially on really thick pieces and stuff like that. So I'm no expert, but that's what I've seen.
A hole, and I have a bolt that sticks up through on one of my bars, and that's my ground point. So I can just take that out and clean that bolt anytime I need.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
That and putting up the electric hoist so I don't have to hand lift wheels in that stupid strip barrel. I can just, because that sucks.
Yeah, we need to finish. That's the one section of the shop that we haven't finished building out, or making better. And we've just run out of room.
No, I got my phone dialed in.
Oh yeah, I saw it dip out.
Yeah, that was my phone. My bad.
No worries.
I was on my iPad, but apparently my iPad doesn't dial.
Yeah, and we were going to do a live, but we chickened out. So we'll do a live some other time.
I know everybody's like, they're all excited. All my guys are Tom and Steve. Everybody's like, oh, we're going to punch right in and make sure we watch. And I'm like, yeah, well, no, it's not.
Well, we probably should have promoted it first. And so maybe we'll do it. And I thought, well, if we're going to do a live, the platform allows us to have multiple people call in. So maybe we should do a live with all those guys and just make a point to do it sometime next month, or something, probably going to end up doing lives at the Custom Coder Week too. That's my plan.
Cool.
Yeah. So awesome. It's so good to talk to you, Jimmie.
It's good talking to you, Kimberly. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I have fun doing these podcasts, and
I get caught up. My shop's like all of 15 minutes from me, and I used to have you on my AirPods so that I could listen while I was out working. Well, I don't know. It was just the other day they just stopped. And one will connect, but it'll start connecting to everything. And so I get like all this weird interference, and I finally got mad and I threw them the other day. And they're probably not with us any longer.
Yeah, you can always listen to YouTube because I usually post there as well at the same time we launch the Podbean, and then Apple, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio. There's a handful of other ones too. I mean, we're pretty much everywhere. You just have to Google it or just go to the Ross Coat page. You can watch it from there too.
I'm supposed to be putting all these videos up, and Sean was always telling me that, content. And I'm like, first off, I don't have anybody hold a camera anywhere. So, and secondly, I forget.
Yeah, Ross does too. I know. It's hard. I know there's a drive to put things up on YouTube and stuff. I don't think you need, with this Coder Level Up package, you can, we can actually upload, if you just have one video, just say it's like you talking on the camera, talking about your special finishes or how you do things or introducing yourself, that a minute or 2 minute video could actually just, as long as you have a YouTube, you've uploaded it, it can be linked in directly to the webpage with this platform that I have. And that's why I'm so stoked to have this Level Up package, because it makes it easy. We can we can get you up and running in a couple of weeks. We just need a handful of pictures that of your very own work, and just answer a couple questions and we can get you going.
Right.
So I'm really kind of stoked about it. If you want to learn more about it, you can just go to coderbizbiz.com and learn more about the package and what we're trying to do to help you guys scale your businesses and stuff. and stuff. So I'm really excited to get that launched and help people out where they need help,
Right.
I don't need 1 million people wanting this package. I just need to help whoever needs the help when they need it,
Out there.
Hmm?
Yeah, now you just spit it out there.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was things too. When I first started, I put up my first ad before I got in trouble, and my phone was going off every 5 minutes, 24 hours a day for like 3 or 4 days straight.
Yeah.
My wife, and she's like, "God, your phone never stops going off." I'm like, "What do you want to like shut the business off for like certain set of hours, or sorry, this is how it goes. This is what you wanted."
Yeah.
There's definitely been days that I've walked into my shop and just gone, "What the fuck am I here? What am I doing to myself? Why did I do this to myself?"
Ross has been doing that for the last 10 years. What are you talking about? I do that. Well, you wanted it,
Wife the other day, she goes, "How's it going?" I said, "I need to find myself a good solid brick wall and then plant my head into it." And she's like, "That's the point."
Well, I can rest assured 10 years from now, Jimmie, it'll be the same thing because Ross does that every day.
I'm over to hand it off to my stepson and go, "Here you go, buddy."
Yeah. It takes a lot to keep going in this business. It's tough. It's tough. Very tough, a
lot of competition. And
yeah.
I don't know if you've ever looked up powder coating around in my area.
Oh, I did. Just on the powder, on the, here, I'll bring it up on the.
Like the Google app or the Google.
No, the directory. I zoomed in on the map. Let's see.
Oh, just on your directory.
Yeah. I was just trying to find you and stuff.
You pull up on like the Google app right around my area, like literally in Tempe only, there's probably 15 or 20 of them right around the corner.
You look how many is in that we got in Texas and stuff.
Good Lord.
We got a lot of people. Let's see, Arizona. I mean, it's kind of cool. You can search state. I'm working on fixing this near me because it's just geared for your city, not the state. But I like to look by the state. So hopefully I think this is somewhere in here. See, when you click on that, you can find you just click on the pin and it tells you the person or who it is. We may not have everybody in your area. We may not have uploaded. You're probably the only one. Quality.
Scott Morris.
That's you.
I am. Look at me.
Yeah.
I saw that sign up on my wall there. I was like, because I was gone. I came home for lunch. And then I went back and poof, and there's my sign. I'm like, man, that's the coolest thing ever. Me and my little sign.
If you don't have a logo, it's okay. I just need to, just take a picture of the outside of your building. That should work.
It's just building a whole bunch of businesses in it.
Yeah.
But the part I was saying about like people around, there's, Parker was technically originally a competitor, even though he was like on the way west side. But there's SMP, Scott Morris.
Mm-hmm.
He's right around the corner. There's Corbin Southworth and Corey Spears. I think they're on the UKC Army page. They're right around the corner. I've shared with both of them. There's been a couple other shops too that they've come over and borrowed stuff, or I've back and forth and traded out. And there's literally one shop. I don't remember their name. They're not even a mile away. They're like 0.9 miles, like literally around the corner. There's one 0.15. That's like the next street over. I don't even know they're there. You drive over there, you can't even find them. They're hidden. Yeah, but there's there's a lot of competition in my area. So you got to be fast, you got to be quick, and you got to be good. And with partnering up with Parker, we've managed to turn it into a 24 to 48 hour turnaround on most of his wheels.
Oh, wow.
So that's cranking.
That is, for sure. And I'm sure that makes your customers happy too.
Yeah, like those Subaru wheels we had them prepped and ready the night before, sprayed them, done. I got in 7, he showed up like 7:30ish, and they were in the oven by 8:15 and done and ready to go.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then I got the okay on the color for the bead box, because they wanted a kind of a unique color, a Pantone. The 129 it was supposed to be a little yellow orange.
Mm-hmm.
And when I talked to my husband, he goes, "Give it an extra 7 minutes in the oven, you'll get that little bit of an orange tint to it." So it's what I did, and it's still very highly yellow, but when you put it in the sun, you see like a very faint orange, very, very faint. Pretty wild. Didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, that's cool. That's the look that Ross went with his rims. He did the black. I should probably pull up that picture, but I'll try to post it. It's just the murderous black with the lugs are that fluorescent orange. It's really nice. Kind of the Maui Powder Works branded colors. We did our sign too in that same color.
You see what's funny is, like, the only time I ever ask for anything on my signage is to make sure I have my green custom coating on there.
Mm-hmm.
My card has a whole powder cloud explosion behind it, and I had to redo my cards anyway. I don't like it. I think it's time for new ones. But the only part I've ever asked for is the green, and everybody's like, "What's the green?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I like green." So
Oh-Malley.
Well, that's what everybody. Yeah, there you go, Myers. And now I always have my green on my. I'm gonna start taping it to my shirt for St. Patrick. You got your green on? You're damn right I do. Look at that.
So we've got a new thing on the podcast. You can now support the podcast with a Patreon account. I think it starts at $1, but you get a lot of good stuff with $1. And we have $5 and $10. And then we have, I think the $10 one is actually the really good one, because you could come on the podcast. It won't be published like as a regular podcast. It'll just be you and, say you and me. And we're talking, I'll ask you a series of questions, and it'll be like a question and answer thing, so that your customer, you can put it up on your website. So people can, it's like a PR puff piece kind of thing.
Oh, very cool.
And I think you can get that one for $10 a month. And you get a bunch of other things, like you get like a Maui Powder Works hat.
There we go.
And you get a Maui Powder Works t-shirt and some other cool stuff. So I'll pop that link in the episode as well. We just got it launched and stuff, just to kind of help support me and what I'm doing. It takes a lot of hours to produce these videos. I mean, not just the recording part, but I mean the editing part and stuff like that. So I'm really happy to be able to have a Patreon page now and stuff.
Yeah, you're talking about hours and time and stuff, and this guy right here, Rebel Reaper. That's my boy Matt. It's his clothing company. He does a lot of custom motorcycle vests, gloves, socks, helmets. He's a Simpson rep or something like that. But there was a time when Matt said he was working for 5 to 8 hours a night in the blazing heat in the sun in a storage unit, pressing out his first shirts. Now he's got this really beautiful place in Scottsdale, and he's keeping his brand moving forward. And I mean, that's one of those people that he really kept my drive going. And he's also one of my very first customers. And I did a bunch of stuff with his bikes. And his wife's bike. I did all the pearl white. She wanted a flat pearl white. And the first time I tried playing a Casper Clear over pearl white, it came out like this really weird tan. I hated it. So I made the decision for her that I moved it back. Got the gloss, and she was mad when they were pulling up to pick it up, and he told her it was going to be gloss pearl white. And then she saw it. She's like, "Oh, that's perfect. That's just the way I wanted it." And then he got done. He had custom made seats, and it matches the seat perfectly.
Oh, cool.
But I lucked out on that one, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with the pearls as much as I am with like the flake. I think those are my favorite. We've got a white flake tank that we did. Came out really nice. And Ross just adds the flake to the clear coat. I don't think he buys it with the flake in there. It's just our standard in stock white, but damn, comes out so nice every time.
I did a illusion pearl or illusion purple, and a guy brought his own flake, and it was some big, thick flake chunks. I mean, it felt like after I got done, I'm like, I don't know how many layers of clear I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah, right.
And about my third coat, I was like, yeah, I'm saying I'm calling it good on that one. You know, and they did want to spray even more clear over the top of it.
I don't know about customers bringing their own shit to us, like from Prismatic or anybody, you know, anywhere else. I just don't trust. You don't know how old they've had it. I just am shutting that down. I'm not. They can buy it through me.
Well, he'd had it from doing his engine bay, and he bought it from. He said he bought it from Prismatic, but it was Auto Flake. And I was like, I go, you know, hey man, give it a shot. You know, what's the worst that could happen? It could burn up. But it was getting it to mix in the clear itself was just a nightmare.
You have a hopper or a fluidizer?
Not anymore, and I'm wishing I did.
Yeah, that helps keep it in animated state.
I had my Parker Ionics, and the only problem I had with it was I would have so much excess powder when I was going to clean the hopper out itself that it just made a mess everywhere. So I went with the box feed, and I kind of blew my box feed up yesterday. My screenshot, you can't even, I don't know what it's saying anymore. And I was like, oh, and so we're on the hyper smooth right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, okay. Well, what else are we going to talk about? I think we're wrapping things up.
I think we're wrapping it up too. I mean, you know,
it's your birthday. Go celebrate. Go be with your wife.
She's
and
out.
Your dog.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know where she went. I know she took off. She goes, "You're going to be on your podcast thingy, and I'm not going to sit here and listen to you yap all day, so I'm taking off." So it's me and my bubs.
Okay.
You went over here and fell asleep. All I can say to everybody out there is, you know, if you're going to make it out into be a business, you know, build your customer base first. Don't do like I did. I jumped right into it. That was that's been scary. You know, and got a few really great customers, but yeah, you're going to have those days where you'll be like, you're going to open those doors and you think people are just going to come rushing in, and you're going to be stacked wall to wall with work. And I went for like 3 weeks without a thing walking in my door. I'm like, eesh.
Yeah. Our customer base is saving our ass right now because our architectural jobs are down. We're not busy. The state is still shut down. We've been shut down for 10 months now. And if it wasn't for the personal projects like motorcycles and cars and rims and stuff like that, I don't know where we'd be right now. And every customer that comes in that we've worked with before, I'm thanking them personally to keep helping us keep our doors open. It's that bad for us. It won't always be that bad. I am hopeful for the future. Things are coming around. architecturally or custom fab wise, but it's been difficult for us. And if it wasn't for these people that have supported us through the years, I don't know where we'd be right now.
I know. We went through. Wife and I went through December. We were just like, we didn't know if we were going to keep the doors open. We fought our way through, and thank God one of my big accounts, they came back with a bunch of Cerakote and those bead blocks, and they have a whole bunch of other parts coming too. Plus, they're getting their race truck ready. So it's I got that in the hole, but it's there's been some tight times that I don't know how many of y'all out there know my story, but I opened literally 5 years to the day after I got released from prison.
Wow.
And 2 weeks after I opened, COVID shut my state down. So that was a kick in the pants. Because I go on my own thing, leave my job, my nice, comfy work for lawyers. I don't have to do anything. Get my paycheck solid every 2 weeks to, all right, I'm going to make this on my own. And 2 weeks later, your state's closed. You got to be kidding me. That's some Irish luck right there. But
well, I think a lot of people, not all powder coaters are doing really well. I think some of them are suffering, which is why we're reaching out with different things for them, the podcast and stuff like that, just to keep you guys going. We're still struggling. Nothing's perfect. I know everybody imagines me and Ross at the beach on weekends and, or whatever they think Maui Powder Works, what we do here at Maui Powder Works and stuff, but it's hard. We're scraping it out and stuff.
And on the front walk of your house, your walkway there, and there you go. There's your beach.
Yeah, it's been hard. I think it's going to turn around. I don't know what to think of the political situation. I don't want to go there, but it's kind of sketch. And I also want to talk about, I think I got a interesting call the other day, and I want to ask you if you've gotten a call. I'm going to put this up on the Facebook post too, but
is it about the bills?
No. Oh, yes, we did get an email yesterday. Different one, different picture. Didn't say Kubota, but it said something else. And it was just weird. I don't know how that one, I try to spam block them or whatever every time they come in. But this was actually kind of sketch. And I don't know if I'm just such a conspiracy theorist or what. I don't know, but I was highly suspicious after I got this call, but it was this guy, and I want to say it was an out-of-state number, and he was calling, which we have a lot of people that move here and have out-of-state numbers. Not all of them are going to be in our area code. But he called and asked, he kind of mumbled and was asking about something. I couldn't understand what he was asking me. And I asked him like 3 times, like, what is it? What do you want? And I go, who do you think you're calling? And I said, we're a powder coating company. What is this product that you're looking for? And he goes, oh, it's bullets or ammunition or something to do with guns. And I have no idea how you could equate powder coating or Maui Powder Works with guns, because we're not listed as a gun coater or, a Cerakote kind of thing. We're not known for that, And I said, no, this is a powder coating company. We do sandblasting and powder coating. I don't know what that is, but that's not what we do. And he goes, oh, okay. And I hung up, and then I got like, are there like people out there that are trying to equate powder and blasting into something like, are you spying on me? Is this the Stasi? What is this? I finally told Ross about it. I was just like, it's bizarre.
Powder, blasting, dynamite.
I don't know. Bullets, guns. I have no idea what they were talking about. And I think I'm going to put it out. And I know I'm kind of overly suspicious on things sometimes, but I just thought, wow, are there any other powder coating companies out there getting crazy calls like that?
I got an email request for some like a whole bunch of rods or tubes or something. And the guy's like, oh, I got cancer and blah, blah, blah. If you do this for me, I'll pay this much money. And it was way more than what the job would have ever been. And I was like, when it smells like horse, yeah, it must be horse. Mm-hmm, yeah, exactly what it smelled like. I was like, I think we'll just swipe that one off. Swipe
it off, yeah, or delete or block or whatever.
After I got the wheel call again, I was like, And he asked me how much to do these Kubota wheels, and I'm like $1,000 each.
Yeah.
He goes, why are you so high? And I'm like, because you're so full of crap.
I know. I never understand what to say to those people. I just block them. But I wonder how many other people fall for that scam. I don't know.
You got to have some fun with them. It's like when you see a spam call or a robocall, I make sure to answer it and I go set it by my Bluetooth soundbar. So that way they can just listen to all the music just pounding in their ears. I come back like 10 minutes later. Oh, I guess they hung up.
Yeah, that one kind of, I didn't think anything of it at the time, but I thought after I was starting to think about it going, what was all of that about? And the guy was like, well, let's just say he didn't talk in the way that we talk here. We have a way, we have I don't want to say a dialect, but there's a certain way you talk here, local or pidgin or whatever. And so I could tell he wasn't that, but he was almost so straight shirt about it. It was like, are you just testing me to see if I'm selling firearms illegally or fireworks? We've also had a huge bust on fireworks here, illegal fireworks here, and stuff. It's kind of reached a crisis state, and they just busted a bunch of Maui people selling illegal fireworks.
The hell are illegal fireworks?
Huh?
Well, Arizona finally got its firework licensing, so you can shoot off your fireworks, or we can buy them, but then they only give you certain places where you can light them off. Which some of them are the dumbest places ever. You can light off in a park with dry grass, on a neighborhood street on a cul-de-sac. That makes no sense at all. That is the dumbest thing I've ever read in my life. Entirely, Arizona, you're that dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. I try to stay out of the whole. I don't get it either. But a lot of people, it's reached it's beyond. And then you've got all these people with anxiety disorders that support animals and stuff like that. And they're just anti that. And then you've got the other people that are like, this is my culture. Yeah, this is my culture. And yeah, I'm Chinese and I can celebrate my culture and whatever. I don't get it, but.
Don't celebrate your culture. Don't take away mine. That's all I ever say. That's pretty much my political line is you like yours, you gotta like the other one. You don't like this one, you can't like that one. So I'm stuck in the middle.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know what's going on with
the world's messed up right now.
Yeah.
I saw our president was banned from Spotify. And I'm like, what's he going to do? Listen to a song and, hit the nuke button? I don't think that happened.
Yeah. I know it's contributed to Ross's attitude lately, for sure. It's definitely compounded his volatility in the shop, especially when things go wrong personally in the shop. And then it just compounds because he's so upset by it, We'll see.
He's not one. Because it is definitely... it's made this whole world go insane, all of this. And I don't understand it.
Well, I certainly don't want calls from strangers asking me about selling like gun parts or gun,
it's just funny,
like it's none of your business.
It's funny because like if you don't have your FFL and you see these people out doing, gun tours and stuff like that, then as a serial number, you can get in a lot of trouble for that. I was like, I want to watch your ass.
But you can't get any bullets in this state. It's all sold out. We have to ship them in, and you can't even get them on the mainland, shipped here. It's just.
We don't have any. The prices are ridiculous. Like for a box of 22s, it's I think 2 boxes like $120. That's insane.
Yeah.
And this world is right now. So
yeah.
I usually keep my roller door down. I keep my doors closed, and I just turn my music on. I put around inside my little place, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. I we'll see. I hope it gets better, but I'm not sure. Sure, it will.
We're going to have another tough 4 years. I think we're going to have a very tough 4 years.
Yeah.
And I hope to God what I think is going to happen, I hope to God it doesn't, because if it does, it's going to be bad.
You and Ross are two. I know it's the same thing. And I don't know. I don't want to, I keep trying to shut him down because I don't want to hear it. I'm doing the la, 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 but I know he's definitely there, ready to move, ready for action. I don't know if we'll get any here in Maui, but if we do, he's ready.
I don't think you guys will get too much out there. I mean, come on, where can anybody run? Yeah, you're an island. You ain't got that many places to hide. I think there's a
we
lot
have a subculture here, because it's haoles and locals, kind of whites and locals or people that don't live here, and so it's always there, but it's usually glossed over when we're doing really well economically, right? People don't complain as much, keep the natives happy, so to speak. But when things get bad economically, that's kind of stuff that gets bubbled to the forefront.
I think what led to a lot of this right now is the whole lockdowns and everything, that it was tyrannical to me. And well, people get stir crazy when you're stuck inside for a long period of time. So yeah, that probably didn't help anything with the past year.
Yeah, it's definitely anti-culture for us to have a lockdown and not see aunties and uncles and grandmas and stuff like that, because that's not part of what we are. We're all about sharing each other. And what else do we have? I mean, it's very expensive to live here. So if we don't have our family and friends near and going to the beach and enjoying the beauty and of the islands, what do we have,
Right. So you guys are big on the hot flocking from what I understand.
It's more about a time thing, which I never understood before until we got to that episode. And that's when I realized Ross had done all these things just because he was trying to save time getting it done.
I've never had any luck with hot flock ever, not once. My first time trying it was candy red, and it just oozed and ran right out of the lug nut holes. That was the worst looking thing. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. It was a harsh learning experience. Very, very.
I think what we're going to do is, if I have some time, I'm going to take the original hot flocking video and turn it into an official video. And, because we kind of touched on it during the episode and we didn't share all the things that he was saying in the video. It was just, we took the sound bite out and just was showing him. He was just kind of describing the video as we were watching it. But I think what I'm going to do is take that original video and make a video about just hot flocking, like an actual because he's talking in the background and you can't hear it. But I haven't had a chance to do it yet. But I think everybody could benefit from that. Just put it up on YouTube and it'll be Ross's hot flocking video. I don't know.
Have him sit down and describe everything.
Yeah, it was good for him to go through that methodology of why he does what he does, because he doesn't really think about it until he does. And that's what we were, discussing in that episode. It's not, I guess it's not for everybody. I don't know. I'm not the powder coater, but I think if you should at least try it. And you do have to kind of slow it down. Like you can't move as fast as he can because he's been doing it for so long. But like if you take your time and do it, then you just have to go slow at first.
Yeah, it didn't go well for me. So I went, of course, this freaking cord does not like to work. Hey, my phone's about to die too.
Well, we'll see. I mean, if we might end up going to the mainland and stuff on a vacation. And if we can, we were thinking about rambling around in an RV. I don't know. I know everybody else and their mother's doing that right now, but we've been on this island for far too long and just getting a little stir crazy.
I need to get out of here for a while. Oh my God, give me a break. One of those?
Yes.
I gotta plug my phone in.
So if we do, we might be rambling around the country just we could take everything on the go. I mean, we've got the podcast. We can do the podcast anywhere.
Right.
So we'll see what happens in the next 6 months, but we might find ourselves on the mainland a little bit more often than normal. But if we do, we'll just do a tour, a flocking tour.
The hot fly teaching tour. That almost you could almost say it is hot, but the F's there. So
the hot fucking tour. Yeah, that's it. That actually would probably get a lot of attention.
I bet that a lot of people would dial into that one.
Yeah.
Not what you thought, was it?
Yeah. Joke's on you. Well, it's been great, Jimmie. Thank you so much for coming on the show today and just, talking shop and talking whatever. All kinds of stuff.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Yeah. And I think we should do a live, and I think we should do it with just everybody, Yeah. And we'll just have a bunch of questions, question and answer kind of things, and we'll just throw it around and see what happens.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Should
Awesome.
probably try that, so we can sound check so we can get some things dialed in. So, because there's going to be one.
Yeah, right. It'll probably be you.
I hope to be him. Because that'll be the day my iPad doesn't work again.
Right. Well, have a beautiful birthday.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.